When your career path is entrepreneurship and business, you have to remember that there's no such thing as failing. A lot of people mistake their pivotal moments for failure, but that's because they're not choosing to change their mindset and perspective on business. In the last video, we talked about feelings and the importance of understanding how it should not detour you from your purpose. But in this video, I'm going to tell you about how you can actually use your feelings. Your feelings are signals, they're receptors, indicators that let you know that you need to do something different. You need to change perspectives. You need to change course, pivot. I'm Queen Charisma, your business mindset coach, and this is Entrepreneur's DNA. When you're hungry, your body aches. When you gotta poop, your stomach do that little trembling thing. Whenever you're sleepy, your eyes might start crossing, you might start yawning. When you're driving in a car and the green light turns yellow, that's a signal to slow down because it's about to turn red, right? So in our regular everyday life, we have full understanding of what these indicators mean. But when it comes to business and entrepreneurship, we forget that our body is still functioning in that same way. So switching perspectives, if you feel stressed, overwhelmed, indulging in avoidance, procrastination, distractions, binge watching, if you ain't got no money and that feelings like anxiety, anything that's stopping your progression, your consistent move forward is an indicator. Like your body is telling you something. And let me tell you, entrepreneurship is not for the weak. There's days where I just gotta cry. You gotta go through the emotions sometimes and you gotta get right back up and get to business because feelings don't matter. As I mentioned previously, failure is just an indicator that you need to pivot. So all you gotta do is reverse engineer some of the behavior and patterns that you're recognizing, some of the bad habits that you have, so that you're able to continue progressing, not be the reason that your growth's been stunted. You don't wanna be the reason that you didn't make it when it was destined for you anyways. Why? On the other side of a problem is the solution. So the hard part is just figuring out what that solution is. But once you get there, you already know it goes up from there. Like, why put yourself in a position where you just stop? So I know some of you guys are like, okay, we get the point. Don't think failure is the end point. It's a pivot. It's necessary to continue moving. I get it. But how? What do you do? What's the method? So there's two different ways you can do this. There's the lean method, which is very popular in entrepreneurship, and it just simply means to take your target audience into consideration. Put the product or service out there. Do not worry about perfecting it because you don't even know who your target audience is. You don't know what they want or like or need. You got to put the prototype out there and allow feedback, allow them to tell you, okay, we like this, we don't like this. And now you're making adjustments. You're pivoting, you're changing, you're manipulating, you're negotiating things based on information that comes straight from the people who enjoy your content, your product, or your service. Because sometimes we get so stuck in trying to perfect it that once it's out there, it's not what anyone wants. Or we've wasted so much time that we've lost confidence in the product or service that we're trying to provide, and we just stop. We stunt our growth and we're like, you know what, forget it. I can't figure it out. Because you'll never have a perfect product. If you're a content creator, if you're on Instagram, TikTok, a lot of times you're taking into consideration your insights in order to understand what your audience, your viewers like. And when you do that, you're able to better serve that audience. So I'm going to name 4 different people, entities that changed their course of their business because of the consumers who wasn't with it. They wasn't having it, but weren't about to sacrifice their money. They trying to secure the bag. So what you guys want? What's the problem? Okay, let me fix it for you. So for example, the rapper Lotto, her former rap name was Mulatto, and obviously that's a racial slur. The people didn't like it and she changed it. Auntie Jemima's, you know what I'm talking about. That syrup with... When the world found out that the family of Aunt Jemima was not getting any proceeds from the syrup that we buy every day, oh, they fixed that real quick. Consumers weren't having it. Starbucks, they did a little pivot. And then we have AT&T. AT&T's business structure changed to where there's more benefits offered to their employees, which helped their employee retention. More benefits more employees want to keep their job. That's basically what the lean method means, is what's going to help you understand how to continue growing with your business, with the times, with the changes of the economy and in the environment. When I secured my first investment property, one of the obstacles I came across was filling my home with a tenant. I was very picky. I wanted women or students only because I felt like I could have more control. I was scared, okay? I was letting my feelings and emotions take over, and I thought I was being smart. Little did I know, I was messing up my own opportunities. The closer it got to that first mortgage payment being due, I was like, you know what? We're gonna have to switch something up here. I expanded my search to be for anyone, including couples, and boom, within the day, I was able to find the tenants that are now in the investment property, and they actually had one of their family members fill in one of the other rooms that we had available, so it worked out perfectly. Now, if I wasn't mentally aware and open to other opportunities, I would have closed off that as an option. I would have moved into the home myself, lived in it, and struggled trying to find another investment property. Also, when I was in the journey of finding my identity and figuring out what my purpose was, I tried a number of different things. I started taking dance classes, taught dance classes, and then I offered choreography to artists who love dance, hated the idea of having to come up with a new routine every week. I realized at that moment, dance was just a hobby. That's something I like to do on the little side. I also coach gymnastics. Very rewarding for me, coming from a professional gymnastics background. I knew I was destined for more. Those are things I do on the side for fun, and I know it's just not my passion that I want to turn into my business. And then I started modeling, and that's where God revealed what my true purpose and passions and interests were. So while I was modeling, I actually went to a movie set. That was an acting gig I had. And during that acting gig is when I had the biggest realization, because afterwards, me and some of the other actors and actresses went to a lunch. They were expressing to me how much of an influence I am to their lives. Hearing messages from me changes their energy and their mindset. Maybe a few weeks went by. I was really struggling to figure out what it is I'm good at. I'm making money, but it's like not in the way I want. I was just struggling mentally. I asked my family for feedback. So I'm going to insert some of the feedback I got. In my last video, I explained how I got that kind of feedback. So you can go back to that video to get a better understanding of how I got these kind of responses in case you wanted to use that method for yourself. The more you try things out, the more you're able to reveal to yourself what it is you like, what it is you're good at. So after this video, I don't want to hear nothing about nobody failing, because you didn't fail. You received an indicator that you need to do something different, change course of direction. Let's break through the plateau lane potential. Let's understand that our mistakes and failures are what help us pivot and move forward and grow and evolve.